I've got a sister who's in her early 40s, and she's finally tying the knot with her fiancé, also in his early 40s. They've been together for a long time, but they've always been pretty laid back about the whole marriage thing. One day, they just decided to get married after talking to some friends. There was no fancy proposal or anything like that. They initially wanted a simple ceremony at the courthouse and a party with their friends. But our family got a bit carried away and started making bigger plans. Now it's turning into a backyard wedding with friends and family, way more than they originally wanted. A few months ago, my sister was trying to figure out a date for the wedding. She asked me when I was free because I live far away and have 3 little kids, so my schedule is pretty complicated. We went over my calendar together, and I told her which dates were definite no's, which ones were maybes, and which ones I was sure I could make work. She told me she was already planning to have the wedding during the times I said I could definitely make it, so that was a big relief. A few weeks later, I got an email with the save the date notification. But, surprise, the date they chose was one of the maybe weekends I had mentioned earlier. So, I called my sister to ask what was going on. She told me that she and her fiancé had also discussed dates with their friends, and this one seemed to work best for everyone. But for me, that weekend was a maybe because I already had other travel plans that I hadn't finalized yet. Trying to get my whole family back to my hometown for the wedding was no longer possible. It became a complicated mess, with some of us going and others staying behind or flying out on different days. My sister said, "Hey, it's okay. I want you there." But I understand if you can't make it. I talked to my spouse and we decided it was just too hard and too expensive to make it work. So we decided not to go. My sister seemed okay with it. She kept saying that our parents were making a big deal out of nothing, and that it wasn't even a real wedding anyway. She just kept downplaying the whole thing. I'm trying to be okay with my decision, but my siblings and parents are giving me a really hard time. They're making me feel super guilty, saying I don't care about family and stuff like that. They want me to cancel my other plans and spend a lot of money to fly my family to the wedding, even though my sister knew I might not be able to make it on that weekend. They're acting like I'm the one who did something wrong, and it's really hurtful. They're not understanding that I already paid for some things that I can't get refunded, and that it would cost thousands of dollars to make the changes they want me to make. So, Reddit friends, am I the asshole Ida for deciding not to go to my sister's wedding? People are asking me, why did you say maybe if you had plans, and that's a fair point. But when I said we discussed dates, I meant we talked about general time frames, not specific days. It went like this. My sister said they wanted to have the wedding before it gets cold. So, we were looking at July, August, or September. I told her that July is super busy for us at work, so if they chose that month, we definitely wouldn't be able to make it. August was a maybe, depending on the specific week. I didn't mean to commit to anything, just giving her an idea of our schedule. September was looking great for us, no conflicts at all. My sister had been saying all along that September was the month they wanted, so I thought that was a done deal. We didn't even discuss specific dates in August because it seemed like that month wasn't an option for them at the time. When we finished talking, I was totally under the impression that the wedding would be in September, and August wasn't even a possibility. Some people might think I'm being judgmental about my sister's wedding or that I'm trying to downplay its importance, but that's not how I feel at all. From the beginning, I've been encouraging my sister to ignore everyone else's opinions and just do what she and her fiancé want. When my dad tried to pressure her to change the date after I said my family couldn't make it, I even told him to back off and let her make her own decisions. I just want her to have the wedding she wants without all the family drama. My sister has been saying all along that she doesn't want to call it a wedding and that she's only doing it to make our parents happy. She's told me multiple times that they're just trying to keep our parents satisfied by having some kind of event. Now, I'm wondering if she was really being honest with me about how important it is to her that I'm there. Maybe she was just trying not to make me feel guilty. She knows how expensive and time-consuming it is for us to travel from one coast to the other, with multiple flights and hours of driving to and from airports. It's not a quick or cheap trip, and I think she should have been more understanding of our situation. Story 2. I'm not sure how to begin, but I still feel really bad and gross about what happened, and I think I need to talk about it for the first time. When I was 13, a new student named M joined our class. M and I quickly became friends because we liked the same things and enjoyed doing the same activities. She fit right in with our group of friends. When I was 15, M and I were texting like we usually did, playing a game of truth or dare. Things got out of hand, and I made a mistake. I dared her to send a risky picture, but she said no. I wasn't thinking clearly, and I kept pushing her to do it. Even though she didn't want to. She stopped responding, and we haven't spoken since then. Even after 8 years, I still feel terrible about what I did to M. I have no excuse for my actions, and I'm deeply ashamed. Despite her always being kind to me, I repaid her with behavior that was totally unacceptable. What goes around comes around, and I got what was coming to me. My friends turned against me, and I spent years feeling isolated and depressed. At the time, I unfairly blamed M for my own mistakes, but now I realize I was wrong to blame her, and that I deserved every bit of what happened to me. And more. I'm still dealing with the consequences of my terrible behavior. I'm really scared to form close friendships with women now, because I'm afraid I might make the same terrible mistake again. Even though I know how wrong my actions were, I struggle to trust myself and fear repeating the past. I have no idea what's going on in your life now, M, but I want you to know how deeply sorry I am. You never deserved any of the pain I caused you, and I hope you're doing well and happy. My apology is long overdue, but I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me someday. And to anyone else who has gone through something similar, I'm so sorry. I hope those responsible for hurting you get what they deserve. No one deserves to be treated with such disrespect and cruelty. You deserve kindness, support, and respect. And to anyone who thinks this kind of behavior is acceptable, please wake up. Don't be foolish and ignorant. Instead, be a decent and respectful person. Treat others with kindness and empathy. Remember, we all deserve to be treated with dignity and respect.